We just spent an incredible month traveling through the country of Myanmar. And out of everywhere that we've been in Southeast Asia, Myanmar is definitely the country that has surprised us the most.
As Westerners, a lot of things were new to us, a lot of things were different. So that's why we made this list of 11 things that surprised us the most about Myanmar.
That's the second local that's come up to us and wanted a picture with us. Number 1, the locals love taking pictures with Westerners.
This is something that was actually really flattering to us, and it happened way more often than you would think.
I think the first time it happened was when we were visiting a pagoda in Mandalay, and I think 3 times people approached us and were like, hey, can we take a picture with you? That's number 3. At first we thought they wanted us to take a picture for them, and we were like, oh, sure, but then it turned out they want us in their picture.
And then from there, it happened really quite often. It happened in parks, at monasteries, at other pagodas. I think we are now in the photo albums of at least a dozen or 2 dozen different Burmese people. Number 2, chewing Betel Quid is incredibly popular.
We had never seen this in any of the other countries before, and so at first it kind of scared us because what they're chewing, the coloring of it is red, and so when they chew on it and spit it out, it looks like they're spitting up blood.
And it's a very, very popular habit here in Myanmar. So when you walk around, you see these little red splotches on the streets and on the sidewalks. And at first the reaction is like, oh my gosh, did someone get stabbed? But no, it's just Betel Quid.
Yeah, and it's popular among men, women. We did a little research, and it's apparently not a very healthy habit because it can cause mouth cancer, and also it's really bad for your teeth. Number 3, there is stuff burning or on fire absolutely everywhere.
Yeah, you would think that the air quality in the big cities like Yangon and Mandalay would be the worst, but really it's just kind of all throughout the country. Even when we were in Inle Lake and Kala and Bagan, the air quality was still very poor just because of all the things that are burning.
Yeah, and we really have no idea the extent of how bad it is because while most countries have multiple stations where they check the air quality, Myanmar only has one, and it's at the US Embassy in Yangon. So basically everywhere we went except for Yangon, we have no idea how bad the quality of the air is that we're breathing.
Sometimes they're burning trash, sometimes they're burning crops in preparation of planting more. We actually saw them burning their own tar so they could do road work. Number 4, there are no motorbikes in Yangon.
So we've become quite accustomed to seeing motorbikes absolutely everywhere as we've been traveling through Southeast Asia. There is nowhere that motorbikes won't go, and they're absolutely all over the place.
Yeah, so that's why we were really surprised when we got to Yangon and we didn't see any. They banned motorbikes in Yangon about 10 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, and as a result, there's a lot of traffic there.
The traffic situation is really bad. There was one time when we were trying to take a taxi to our hotel, and we ended up turning down like a narrow alley, and we sat there for like 10-20 minutes without moving before we finally got out and walked to our hotel. Oftentimes in Yangon, because there's no motorbikes, walking even at long distances is quicker than taking a car.
Your right hand. Like this. Yes.
Number 5, the men wear a traditional kind of cloth skirt that is called a longy.
This is one of the first things we noticed getting off the plane in Yangon. The men wear longy every day, all the time. It's not a special occasion kind of attire, so it's really cool to see them in their traditional attire on a daily basis.
Yeah, it definitely catches your eye as a Westerner because it's not something we're used to seeing. And I just think it's really cool that this traditional norm has kind of persisted, even though with globalization, everyone wants to dress the same, wear the same stuff. They still wear this really regularly, pretty much every day in fact, and we thought it was really cool.
And a little bonus, we had trivia night at our hotel, and Mar team won, so I got a longy out of it. So in all our videos throughout Myanmar, you'll see me wearing a longy, which is what I want.
It's a great thing to wear if you're visiting pagodas because it's hot here and you want to wear shorts, but you have to have your knees covered when you go inside temples or pagodas. So you just pull a longy on and good to go.
This is our 5th stop in an hour.
Number 6, buses also double as delivery vehicles.
This one cracked us up when we first started seeing this. So this is mostly true in like the minivans or buses and not the larger ones. But these buses also run delivery routes with passengers in the van. So they'll just stop the van, drop off a package, pick up a package, and it's definitely an efficient use of their route, but it really slows down the ride for passengers. And it was a little frustrating to us at first, but after a while you get used to it.
The other frustrating part on travel days too is that the buses will stop and pick people up just randomly along the way, not necessarily at a particular bus station. And as a passenger, you're like, come on, man, I just want to get there. But even if the seat next to you is empty, it's not going to stay empty. And even if the bus is full, they might even pull some stools out of the back and set them up in the aisle.
Well, we are in our hotel room with one of many power outages going on right now that apparently happen fairly often in Myanmar. Number 7. Power outages are very common in Myanmar.
So we actually got to experience one within like 24 hours of arriving in Yangon, but we were actually a little bit prepared for it because our hotel had a sign that said, when a power outage happens, don't worry, the generator is going to come on. It won't be for long. If you need anything, come find us.
Yeah, and they really don't ever last for long. Like, I would say the longest one we experienced was about 10 minutes. And they do happen fairly frequently. I think between every 2 and 3 days we would experience a power outage.
And the power's back.
It's back! But yeah, it was just super funny. They always come at inopportune times, like when the kitchen is making your dinner.
Or your beard is half shaved.
You're on the phone with your mom. But yes, power outages, very common.
Number 8, people wear thanaka on their face.
Thanaka is the traditional kind of makeup that they wear here. Men and women wear it, and it's made from a ground bark, and they put it on their face to protect from the sun, but it's also kind of like a fashion statement as well.
It's very pretty. Some people do it in patterns. When we were at a pagoda in Mandalay, a woman came by and asked us if we wanted some, so we each ended up with some leaves on our face, which was really cool.
It's really beautiful, and if it also protects your face from the sun, I'm in. Number 9, the Bagan entrance fee shakedown.
So we knew that there was a fee to get into Bagan, but we weren't really sure when we were going to pay it. But apparently, it's on the way from the bus station into town.
Yeah, we didn't even plan to go to the temples that night. We were just heading to our hotel, and you can't even get into the town area without paying the entrance fee, which is $20 a person. And so you just kind of feel like you're getting nickel and dimed right when you get into the area, which was kind of a bummer, but I guess probably the most efficient way for them to get that entrance fee from everyone.
I will say the pass is good for 5 days though. If you do go to Bagan and you spread out your pagoda hopping over the course of 4 or 5 days, it actually becomes way more affordable, but for those of you that are just going for a day or two, that $20 feels like a bit of a hit. Number 10, undercooked eggs are very popular.
Yeah, it seems like the taste here is just they like them a little bit runny, or maybe a lot of it runny. And so if you order anything with eggs, they're not going to be thoroughly cooked. We think this is what might have caused our food poisoning. So don't be afraid to ask for them to cook the egg through if it's not cooked. We saw other Westerners doing this as well, so it's just the norm. That's just how they cook the eggs here.
Thank you, Ali. Ali, great to meet you.
You too.
Oh my gosh, the people here are so nice.
Number 11, gotta end on a high note here. The people are incredibly friendly.
Everyone that we've met here in Myanmar has been amazing. They're curious, they're excited, they're welcoming. It's just been an incredible time being in this country and getting to interact with locals who are excited that we are here.
I think it's hands down the most friendly country that we've been to in the world. They just are so excited that you're here. The tourism industry is definitely way smaller than other Southeast Asian countries. So they're actually glad to see you here. They're excited to talk to you. They have pretty good English, and it's just, I love it here.
Me too. I'd love to come back.
So there you have it. Those are 11 things that surprised us the most while we were here in Myanmar.
If you have any more to add to the list, make sure to drop us a comment down below. And if you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe.
Thanks for watching.
See you next time.